Well, I've lived here all my life and we come for walks up here. The oaks are fantastic. Come as a village, we come up for picnics and things like that. We have rare orchids, we have butterflies, we have hundreds of oak trees, and all this is going to be destroyed in order that Celtic Energy can dig up all the coal that's underneath it. Now, we have had opencast in the past for about 46 years. So this cellar farm site is the only bit that's left as nature intended.
From Gwent in the east, across Mid Glamorgan, West Glamorgan and Dyfed, a stretch of perhaps 70 miles, there is opencast going on, or opencast proposed, destroying the whole contours of the mountainside, destroying the hydrology, destroying the nature.
Like we've seen a map of it, it's going to be big. Well, we've heard it's going to be the biggest in Europe. And you know, like I think we live in quite close to it. You feel like you're surrounded by it, you know, like it's... Where's it going to end then, I think?
Right behind me, right around, is an area that has been so-called restored, or not restored, whatever way you look at it, of opencast. This is where I played as a young man, a young boy and child, and it was a very attractive area to me. And now look at it.
If you go and look where opencast has taken place in the past and the place has been restored, you will find it completely changed. There are nice green fields and nice hedges around it, but it's simply monoculture. Just ryegrass in the fields and hawthorn in the hedges, with the babbling brooks that tumble down the mountainside being replaced by concrete gutters.
Although we've been fighting for 3 years through the legal channels, we've got absolutely nowhere.
We followed all the conventional routes as far as campaigning was concerned.
Sent letters.
Objections to the county council.
Appealed to the Welsh office.
We signed the petitions.
Wrote to the Ombudsman.
Going to public meetings.
Petitioned to the European Parliament.
I've suffered and I don't want any more. 10 years out of my life, my mother had us, they cleared the place out. Estragunnis is a nice little town. How dare you come here? How dare you come?
A few weeks ago, people arrived on the site called Eco Warriors.
A few people came up from Fairmile, through from Cardiff, and knocked on Norma's door at about 10:30 at night. Said, look, we hear you're protesting against this mine, what can we do to help?
When I saw them by the door, I nearly had a fit, to be honest, because one of them had dreadlocks. Do you remember that one? I didn't know whether to invite them in or not, so I didn't know who they were.
We basically picked a spot amongst some oaks, which was near the water meadows, and it grew from there.
We just ambled up to the machinery, had a chat, sat down in front of it, and work stopped.
And you know, we were really excited, right? Oh great, somebody cares. I mean, it's not dead, somebody cares.
In the last few weeks, the villagers have been a steady stream coming up with food and water, and if they wanted nails and wood, whatever, the villagers provided them.
We've put a lot of work in, but we couldn't have done it without the local support. I've never been on a protest with this much local support. They've been brilliant. They're really up for what we're doing.
It'd be more of a thing where you'd be going to visit people as well. You'd just be going down the road to a local's house, and it wouldn't be like they were just your local support. At the end of the day, you feel that you got some friends there.
In June of last year, June or July, we called, the local people of Cumbrac called a public meeting in the village.
We were all meeting to show our support for the tree people, and of course that we didn't want opencast. If you're against opencast, come. And I would, there had to be 300-400 people there. It was marvellous.
when you're fighting on your own, you're just a little ant that's going to be trampled under their feet. But I think they've got their reckoning coming once we start banding together. I hope so anyway.
And then they came in July with about 200 police acting as security guards, and it took them a week to do a day's work basically because there were so many of us.
I'm going quietly. I'll pick my own speed to go. Somebody hold up this line.
We just joined in with the tree people. We stopped them. We sat on the road. We walked along with them slowly and.
How can you just stand there?
I do have a right to know that.
This is so unfair!
Why did you join the police force?
Let's speak for upholding the law whilst you break it.
The community were becoming more aware that at last they had somebody fighting with them, and really did make things very, very difficult.
The County Council agreed in their planning application after giving permission that the site would be translocated. That is, the turf would be taken up and taken about half a mile away and relaid. And the evidence is that it will not work.
The way they've set them down, they look like graves, so we're going to sort of create a bit of a graveyard effect. Got some local people coming up later for a bit of a triple sign memorial ceremony.
This is for reflecting soil, and they put it in front of a big slag heap.
And this area is one of the most exposed areas in the valley. There's no protection at all for what they've actually put here. No trees, nothing.
No.
There was a need to actually do something, in effect, take the fight to Celtic Energy. So it was decided to actually occupy their offices in the nearby town of Aberdare.
Well, I didn't even know where Celtic offices were, but they knew. So we went up in a convoy, didn't we?
We did. We went in a convoy. But I didn't know they were going to charge through.
They didn't harm anybody, they just ran through and went up on the roof and set the flag on fire.
It was very heartening and encouraging. We had gone right to the heart of Celtic Energy, and they didn't like it.
Here we are, you can see the devastation that they've got in mind for Cellar, and this is what it's pretty much going to look like. Ripping up the land with huge, massive pieces of machinery. You can see the scars that have been made. I don't see any trees around here, I don't see any sign of wildlife, I don't see any birds nesting or sort of very much at all other than sheer devastation.
Winter was pretty good. I mean, it got down to a hardcore over the winter. Got down to about -17 on occasions, and basically it's just a case of staying in bed all day with about 10 blankets, sticking a burner on. They thought we'd just go through the winter because it was too cold. That just made us more resilient and more determined to stay. knew from about 6:30, 7 o'clock that there was something happening. Just that we've been caught out. We ain't got enough people here.
Fucking hell.
So I'm asking for your number. If I assaulted
He's not got a number, has he?
You would insist on me giving you my name and address. So give me your number.
Yes, you are. You are. He told us that you've got the numbers on your back and we've got to see what the numbers are.
He hasn't got a number, he won't tell us. Do you want to put that camera away before we get through?
No. Okay.
Bye-bye, Sarah.
Okay.
These young people were prepared, in some cases, to put their lives at risk, to protect the oak trees, to protect the cellar site.
Terrible. You felt as if they were your own children up there. You know, I got children, well, grown up then, innit, you know. And when you saw one like dangling on the rope, oh my God, it was awful.
I'm devastated. It's like a World War II site now. The trees have disappeared, it's been bulldozed, there are no separate fields now, it's just one ugly site. I don't recognise it anymore.
It's like a graveyard, you know, each of the tree stumps is a different gravestone. It's telling a different story, it's got its own date on it and everything, you know.
My tree was 163 years old, I know now.
Having seen it at the start, and with the trees in full leaf, beautiful place with the water meadows, just to be reduced to a muddy field.
There are oak trees, hundreds of years old, and nobody living now will ever see them replaced.
I think we've always sort of felt, well, will we win, but we're not going to go down without the fight.
Without the fight, that's it.
Yeah.
They're going to rip South Wales apart. So we're going to, you know, they put a price on their environment, we raise that price.
We have won in the fact that everyone in the surrounding area supports us totally.
Our national anthem is Hen Land Vanadai and Anno Livi, the land of my fathers, which is beloved, which is dear to me. And it is that aspect which is important. We love the place we live, most of us do anyway, and we want to preserve it because it is part of ourselves. Now, because of this empowerment that these young people are given to people, they can see that there is a possibility of winning. Whether we lose a few battles on the way, I don't know, but we're certainly going to win in the long run.